Welcome to the Sports Betting Spotlight for the Las Vegas Review-Journal. We are at the Golden Nugget in downtown Las Vegas, and I am joined by Kelly Stewart, Kelly in Vegas, on Twitter, and Tony Miller, Golden Nugget Sportsbook Director. Life is Beautiful Festival downtown Vegas this week. Packed crowds, huh?
Yeah, it's going to be really busy. Got a lot of people in for the concert.
Did you enjoy the Texans-Patriots game last night?
Not at all. I was trying to keep myself awake during that game, and I was flipping back to baseball.
That was bad last night. All right, NFL Week 3 is here. College Football Week 4. Kelly, let's fire away. Your first three plays: Western Kentucky -8, Northwestern +8.5, and Broncos +3. All right, Tony, you've got Okie State +8.5. You guys agree on that one? UNLV -15. Jaguars +1 for Tony Miller, and I've got Kent State +44, UNLV -15, and Bengals -3. So I'm going head-to-head with Kelly on that game. Kelly, tell us why you like Western Kentucky over Vandy this week.
You know, anytime I have a chance to bet against an SEC team getting points, I like to do so. That's a big thing here. Western Kentucky is 10-3 at home. I understand they're not the same Western Kentucky team they were last year, but this Vandy team is garbage. Point blank, period, the end. I'll lay the 8 points with Western Kentucky.
I think we're going to see a coach firing at Vanderbilt this year. That should happen soon. Northwestern +8.5 against Nebraska. Last year, the Wildcats won this game in Lincoln,
which is equally impressive. I think Big Ten teams always tend to overlook this Northwestern team. Getting over a touchdown here, I think is crazy. I made the game a field goal. Nebraska has a little bit of stats on their side just because the visitor is 4-1 straight up against the spread in this one. I don't care. Nebraska was -1, not at this sports book, but at one of our other sports books before the season started. A 6.5-point swing, 7.5-point swing now because it was -7.5. Somebody loves Nebraska, and it's not me.
All right, former Northwestern quarterback Trevor Siemian goes for the Broncos again this week. I don't think he's going to hold on to the starting job much longer. He really doesn't have one standout quality. But you're banking on the Broncos defense. I
don't care if it's Peyton Manning, Paxton Lynch, Trevor Siemian, or Mark Sanchez. I'm not betting on the Broncos offense here. I'm betting on that Broncos defense. Anytime I get defense, getting the points, 3.5 some spots, Tony's giving me a 3 per usual.
Yeah.
Always got to give me one of those. But I'm going to take the better defense plus the points here.
All right, Tony, did you drink as much coffee as Kelly did this morning?
I guess not, man. Not even close.
You both like Okie State. Why do you want to take the 8.5 here against Baylor?
Well, man, talking about poking a hornet's nest after that Central Michigan debacle, Gundy is kind of teed off, and I wouldn't want to be playing the Cowboys right now. Here they are going to Baylor. Baylor's played two nobodies, really, and I think getting this many points, 8.5 points against Baylor is a gift, and I just wouldn't want to touch the Cowboys right now.
Your buddy Quan agrees with that play over there. He's nodding his head. He likes it. UNLV -15. What do you like about it?
Man, I love Sanchez coming home after 2 road losses, playing an Idaho team that's just given up on football, I think. They're moving down in divisions, and they've got blown out in their first 2 games, and I think Coach Sanchez is going to prove a point here at home and just lay it to him, man. And I think that's a number that's going to go way up during the week.
Okay, the Jaguars are going to get Chris Ivory back from his mysterious illness, and they need him, and they are 1-point dogs here at home against Baltimore.
Yeah, I like the Jags at home. They're 0-2, I understand that, but Bortles is good, and Allen and Robinson, and will Yeldon run the ball, and like you said, Ivory's back, and them catching 1 point here I think is a good play. Really, who they play? The Ravens have played what? The Bills and the Browns, 2 nobodies really. I'll take the Jags here to win the game straight up.
All right, good deal. Jags were a joke last week. Could easily turn that around this week. All right, first play, Kent State +44 at Alabama. Taking the big dog here against Nick Saban, who does not cover numbers. As Kelly pointed out, 2-6 against the spread when favored by 21 or more. The key here is Kent State's a veteran team, and Nick Saban is a Kent State graduate, got his first coaching job at Kent State. He's not going to want to bury that team this week. UNLV -15. Idaho, as Tony mentioned, is a pathetic program at this point. Lost at Washington 59-14, at Washington State 56-6. UNLV needs a confidence-building blowout here. Johnny Stanton will get back on track. He played well at the Rose Bowl 2 weeks ago against UCLA. And Lexington Thomas is a beast. Tony Sanchez, UNLV coach, loves to bully bad teams too. So if he gets a chance to blow them out, he's going to blow them out. I laid 14. Right now it's 15. So the Rebels win by about 4 touchdowns. Bengals -3, opposite Kelly on this one. I've seen enough of this Broncos, mediocre Broncos offense. Trevor Simeon's going to get benched soon. I think the Broncos are begging to be beat. Obviously, it's a team winning with defense, but they've been at home the first 2 weeks. Now going on the road to Cincinnati, where the Bengals rarely lose. I don't care who quarterbacks for the Bengals. McCarron, Dalton, Bengals get the win this week. Kelly, best bet, Okie State +8.5.
Tony kind of already said it. I think this is a bad time for this Baylor team to run into this Oklahoma State team. Baylor hasn't played anybody. Talking SMU and Rice, they struggled in the first half, so maybe even a first half play for me on this one. I think 8.5 is entirely too many points for what I think is going to be a pretty good Big 12 dogfight.
Last week, K-State should have been one of your plays. You talked it up and you came in. That was a blowout.
You know what? When the line moves 6 points on you from opening, it's just time to say, you know, I didn't get the right number. And at halftime, I'm sitting there going, wow, that was a poor decision on my part.
All right, but Kelly's been good with the Big 12. Tony, you're going to go best bet. This is a square play, but you're going to play it Steelers -3.5.
Yeah, I don't care if it's 3.5, 4, 4.5, or 5. I think they lay it to them. I think the Steelers are one of the top 3 teams in the NFL, a Super Bowl contender going into Philadelphia. Philadelphia scored 29 points in both weeks this year, once against the Browns, once against the Bears. But Carson Wentz now is up against a different animal. I think Roethlisberger and Antonio Bryant, these guys, they're just going to take it to the Eagles, the Battle of Pennsylvania. And I just don't think the Eagles are going to keep up with them at all.
All right, that's Tony Miller's best bet. My best bet will be Saints -3 on Monday night. Saints have averaged 35.3 points in our last 7 home games. This is going to be a classic Superdome shootout. Both teams in the bottom 3 in the NFL in defense. Both teams in the top 10 in the NFL in offense. Falcons on the road for the 2nd straight week. Matt Ryan off one of his best games in recent memory. But Drew Brees is going to light up this Falcons defense. And this also is the 10-year anniversary of the reopening of the Superdome after Hurricane Katrina when the Saints beat the Falcons. Saints are 0-2, desperate for a win, emotional night in New Orleans. Saints get the win. Tony, best of luck this weekend. Same to you, Kelly.
Thanks, Matt.
All right, that's NFL Week 3 for the Sports Betting Spotlight.
That was very nice.